Hello. In this video today, I'm going to talk about how to increase your extruder capacity. Because that's a very common thing that happens in many manufacturers. Maybe it's happening in your factory as well, which is your extruder is supposed to run at 10 tons an hour, right? That's what the line was designed for. But instead of running at 10 tons an hour, you're running 8, 7. So every single hour that your extruder is running, you're losing 2 tons worth of product. And that's super expensive because if you do the calculation, and let's say that you're losing 2 tons of product every single hour of your day, if you get that number and multiply by how many days you're running per month, so let's say Monday to Friday, you're 5 days a week, so 20 days a month, how much product you would be producing more, right? So how much product could you be selling to your clients? So that's the idea of this video. So in this video today, I'm gonna talk about how to increase the extruder capacity. And one of the reasons, because there are many reasons for that, is fluctuations. Okay? So imagine what happens in your factory. You're running 10 tons an hour. At 8 tons an hour, your extruder is stable, right? Your product quality is fine. But you see that your motor load fluctuates a bit, ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, right? But at the end of the day, those fluctuations doesn't count to the limit of your motor, right? Because what happens if the fluctuation goes above the limit is your motor will shut down and will shut down with your extruder full. You don't want that because if that happens, instead of losing 2 tons of product every single hour, you're going to be losing 2 or 3 hours to disassemble the extruder, clean the extruder, start up again. A lot of rework, right? That's the issue. Okay. So what does the operator do? They operate in the safe zone. And by operating in the safe zone, they will reduce the capacity because over there, fluctuations doesn't really matter, right? Or doesn't matter a lot because even though they have bit of fluctuation, it still doesn't stop the line. It still doesn't cause quality problems. It still doesn't cause a lot of rework and startup and cleaning and the chaos that goes around with that, right? So what you need to do. One of the things that you could be doing is first measure every single parameter that you have, right? So you need to measure it. So you need to know exactly how many kilograms of water you're injecting in the conditioner, in the extruder, how many kilograms of steam you're injecting in the conditioner. Every single liquid, every single thing that you're doing inside your extruder, you need to measure, right? But maybe you will say, hey, yeah, I do measure. I do have a flow meter there. It's not digital one. It's just a flow meter, a very simple one. And this flow meter gives a number, right? First thing is, if it's just a number, right? And maybe the operator is taking notes every 15, 20 minutes because the operator has more things to do. What is really happening? Because he's taking a number here and then taking the same number, well, let's say taking the number 15 minutes later, right? But what has happened in between? Have these number fluctuated? Was it stable? You don't know. You are showing. And once you are showing, if you have problems, then you're just guessing, right? Because you really don't know what was the problem. You just come up with a theory of why that problem has happened, in which is not what we want. But that's a separate issue. What I want to focus today is if that number, you don't know the number, operators are just adjusting by trial and error. So sometimes you get good quality at 8 tons an hour. Sometimes another operator, maybe a less experienced operator, will get in a comfortable zone at 7. And maybe a more experienced operator will get at a 9, 10 tons an hour, right? You don't want that. What you want is get your most experienced operator and replicate, copy what they do along all your shifts, across all your shifts. How will you do that? By measuring. You need to measure every single parameter, and you need to have a digital flow meters, steam flow meters, water flow meters. That could be expensive, but it is worth it Because once you know the number, you can just say, all right, so for the product A that you're producing, this was the set of parameters that we have been using. And this is the set of parameters that has worked. So next shift, next operator, next day, they will just copy and paste what they have done in the past and what has had worked in the past, right? That's what we want to do. And once we do that, you can not only copy and paste, but you can say, hey, today the set of parameters really worked. What if we change just a little bit? Then you can start fine tuning. And once you start fine tuning, then you can increase capacity even more because you saw, hey, today quality was great, 8 tons an hour. What if we change a bit, and then maybe tomorrow you can run at 8.2, so you just gain 200 kilograms an hour, right? But then the next day or next time that you're gonna produce that product, you don't start trying to reach for 8. You try to reach for 8.2 because you're gonna be copying all the parameters that you have worked and that you have used when you were producing at 8.2, right? So that's the theory behind it. Okay. So you need to measure every single parameter. And that's also very important because if you're measuring and if you're keeping historical data, you can see the trends and you can see how they behave. So you can see fluctuations. So maybe when the bird is trying to go for higher capacity, maybe he needs to inject more steam. But once he starts injecting more steam, you can start seeing fluctuations that you can only see because you're measuring it. And because you're measuring, you see the fluctuations, the trends, then you can attack the root cause. You can understand why that is happening. I'm just giving an example here, but I think you got the idea, right? So if you think that that makes sense, if you think that uh, um, this information was valid for you, I will ask you for two things. First thing is just uh, uh, sign into this channel, right? So just connect with me. I would love to hear about your projects. I can really help you, give you more information, helping and chatting about the projects. See how we can improve your equipment. Okay, I want to improve your factory. That's what I want to do. Second thing is the link below. I also have a course, a whole course about extrusion process that covers from the inlet of raw materials up to the packing line, a lot of troubleshooting, right? So you're gonna see more and deeper content inside that course. So hope you liked it and see you in the next one.